Hello everyone, my name is Abderahim. I'm a storyteller from Marrakesh, Morocco at Cafe Clock. Now I've been doing stories like for 2 years now, 2 years or so, and today I'm going to tell you a story which is called Juha and the King. By the way, Juha is a famous character in all the Arabian culture. He's known by his intelligence, his wisdom is so smart, so funny, that he always managed to get away from all the bad situation that he got into just by his intelligence. So now with no further ado, I'm gonna go through the story. Once upon a time there was a man called Juha. He was living in Baghdad, which is the capital of Iraq. He was loved and admired by everyone, and he also used to wear a hat. It was like a devil likes hat that people kept telling him the devil's hat. One day his mother told him to sell the only cow that they've got so that he can start a business with its money. Next morning he took that cow to the souk. He kept standing and waiting for some buyers, but no one came. As he was standing, some brokers were just passing by and they saw him. So they thought that they can just start teasing and bullying him. So they start calling him by some nicknames. And one of them said to him, "How much does this cost? This cow cost?" He said, "It's 100,000 golden coin." "What? 100,000 golden coin? Are you kidding me? You can buy the whole souk with the whole cows with less than this money. You take it and leave it." The next one said to him, "Okay, I'm gonna give you 40. "No, I said 100,000 is 100,000. And then the last one said to Juha, How much did you say that this little chicken cost?" "This is not a chicken, it's a cow, and it's 100,000 golden coin." Indeed, that was a lot of money to be spent on such a cow. But Juha kept on, or just insisted on saying that price. As he kept standing there and waiting for some buyers, no one came. He was standing on his spot till the souk got empty. Just him and his cow. So he turned to his cow. "You little stinky fat cow, you don't want to be sold. Nobody's willing to see you." As he was talking to his cow, some dogs, or just one dog, was passing by and barking next to Juha. And Juha turned to the dog. "Are you willing to buy my cow?" And all the dog kept doing is just barking. "Rawr, rawr, 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 rawr. It's 100,000 golden coin. Rawr, rawr, rawr. What, do you accept? Rawr, rawr. Okay, fine, this is so fine. Okay, but wait a minute. Where's the money? Rawr, rawr, rawr. Do you mean that you're gonna pay me next Saturday? Rawr, rawr. That's fine, so I'm going to slaughter it for you." So he, Juha, took a big knife from his bag and he slaughtered it. As soon as he slaughtered, some other dogs they were barking and they were coming or running to the cow, because they smelled the smell of the cow, of the blood of the cow. Juha said to the dog, "Did you already invite your friend? Okay, that's good, that's really good. I'm going to divide it for you to so many slices." Indeed, he started dividing it and cutting it and dividing until it got nothing to be divided. So he left. He headed directly to his home, and his mother was standing on the door. "Did you sell it?" "Yes, ma'am." "And then to whom?" "I sold it to those who start early and finish late." "What? What do you mean by those who start early and finish late? Do you mean butchers?" "No, mom, no, that's not true." "Do you mean brokers?" "Absolutely not, mom. That's not true." "Then to whom?" "To dogs." "What? What do you mean by dogs?" "I sold it to a barking dog. He came to me and he just won it, and he told me that he will go, or he will pay me next Saturday." "Do you mean A real dog? Yes, mom, a real dog. And here the mother start like shouting, screaming and yelling to Juha. You little fool! Are you out of your mind? And do you think that a cow or a dog can pay you? You fool! You just gotta be carrying me! You just gotta be carrying me now! Get lost! Get lost of my face! And she started like screaming, yelling till she fainted. So days passed and Saturday is here. Juha went directly to the souk looking for the dog. He saw the first dog passing by. Where's your friend? Did you see your friend? And the dog started barking. Rah, 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 rah. The other dog. Where's your friend? No, not you, not you. He kept looking here and there and here till he saw him like eating some bones. He was super hungry and he went directly to that dog. As he stood next to the dog. And here you know what a wild, hungry dog can do while eating. So he turned to Juha and he kept barking and like he was willing to attack Juha. Juha stepped back and he held it like a very big stick and he was sneaking on the back of the dog. So he like caught his tail and he started beating the dog. Where's my money? He started beating him to his head and to his stomach. Where's my money? Huh? Where's my money? Doesn't feel good, does it? Doesn't feel good. That's what happened, man. Where's my money? Where's my money? So now that was the story of Juhan the dog. Now let's move on to the king. What about the king? The king those days felt so bored. He felt so tired, so exhausted, so he wanted something to entertain him. He just wanted to feel entertained and feel like joyful. So he had this idea that he will go with his minister to the souk, all covered. So just like you can just see what's happening or what's going in the souk. Because the palace was next on the souk or to the souk. So as soon as he first opened his window, he saw that man, Juha, holding the tail of the dog and beating him and telling him, where's my money? Here the king burst out of laughter, like he laughed so hard, and told his minister to bring the man. So the minister went directly to the man with some soldiers. He stood next to Juha. What are you doing? My money, I owe him some money, I owe him some money. But this is just a dog. I said that I owe him some money. And plus, why on the earth would you care? This is not your business. You better mind your own business, would you? I said you better mind your own business. And how much do you owe him? It's 100,000 golden coin. What? Really? Do you really think that a dog can bring you such an amount of money? Are you insane? This is none of your business. Plus, I don't care. A death is a death. Whether it's an animal or a human being, I don't care. This is not my problem. And Juha holding the tail of the dog with his left hand and his right hand holding a big stick. The minister said to him, you just let him go and I will give you 100,000 golden coin. Okay, but first I'm gonna teach him a lesson so that he will never do that to anybody else. And he started beating the dog some fast, repeated beating. Then he let him go. Don't you know to whom you're talking to? I don't care. This is not my business. I'm the minister. Another said, I don't care. You give me my money. You are the minister doesn't mean that you will not give me my money. Otherwise, you bring me back the dog. Here the minister looked to Juhan and said, you know what? Today is your lucky day because you just made the king laugh. And he didn't laugh for such a long time. Now you're gonna go with me to the king, to meet the king, and you're gonna try to make him laugh again, and then you just have to name whatever you like to. You just have to tell him you wish, and he will make it true. Is that true? Yes. Come with me. But before we go, half of whatever he gives you, it's mine. Deal? And here you have to start thinking and thinking. Uh, okay, I accept under one condition, which is you're going to sign a contract with me and you're going to write it with your handwriting so that you will never trick me. Do you understand? Yes, I do. In an accept. So the minister start writing that contract that say we'll take the half of whatever Juha will take. And then he signed it. And Juha was on the paper and he went through, or he went with the minister to the palace. The first step he made to the palace, he met two servants. One of them said to Juha, "Hey Juha, Juha, are you going to give me some money? What do you need? I mean, whatever the king gives you, I just want 100 golden coin, just 100. Ah, just 100. Okay, you know what? You have to sign on this paper." And he also signed it, him and his friend, the other servant. And then Juha went directly to see the king. As he stood next to the king, "Your Majesty?" "Your name is Juha, right?" "Yes, Your Majesty." "I've seen you before, like beating that dog, like, and telling him to give you your money. Is that true?" "Yes, Your Majesty. I sold him one of my cows. It's just like I had like the only cow that I've sold him worth 1,000 or 10,000 golden coin. And he didn't pay me back. He said that he was going to pay me this Saturday, but he just didn't. He refused to pay me." Here the king started laughing so loudly, like, "How come, Juhad, that a dog will pay you a large amount of money? This is insane." "No, Your Majesty, a death is a death, no matter whether he is an animal or a person." Juha, or the king, started laughing and said to Juha, "You know, I have a mistress in my palace. She's so beautiful, she's so gorgeous, but she lies a lot. And if you manage to defeat her, to make her recognize that you lie much more than she does, I'm gonna give you whatever you want. You just have to name it." "Your Majesty, if she lies, I'm a liar. My friends are liars. My family are just liars. My whole village, we are just like a bunch of liars. There's no way that she can defeat me." "Okay, that's good. That's exactly what I want to hear. You sit here." And Juha sat on a chair next to the king. And then the king snapped with his finger. And here's the lady. It was so beautiful, so gorgeous, wearing a red silk coat with her like long black hair and her wide black eyes. She was super beautiful. "Yes, Your Majesty. Now or today I have the man that he will defeat you. The man that he will make you recognize that he is like more, or just like he lies more than you do. Sit." And she sat. "I want you to try with him." "As you wish, Your Majesty." "Do you want me to start or you start?" "No, you start." "Why should I act?" "Because you're the only one that's supposed that or this that whether do I start or not. And besides, they say ladies first." "Okay, fine. You know, my father had a tangia. Tangia, which is like an oral shaped container made from dust that Moroccans people, especially Marrakechis, like people from Marrakech as myself, we use that container to cook a meal, an only meal. Besides, it's so delicious. Anyways, so my father had a tangia, and when he wanted to make that tangia, only the basement of it, like 10,000 worker, like they went inside the tangia, yeah, they went inside the Tangier, and the Tangier is like this shape. It's neither big nor small. Yeah, like 10,000 workers went inside the Tangier with their 10,000 apprentices, and between each like worker and worker, 3 days distance. Aha! So you tell me that your father had a Tangier, and when he wanna made it, like 10,000 workers with their apprentices went inside the Tangier, and between a worker and a worker, 3 days distance. You see, my father had like a turnip, like a single turnip. One day just like planted it and he started watering it till it become like growing and growing bit by bit till it become giant. And just one of its leaves cover up like more than 10,000 palm tree. This is just one leaf. And once like my father wanted to cut it off, like he brought 10,000 worker. What? What a lie, she said. What a lie, this is just a lie. And how? How can they hold like such a tree? She said to Juha. Juha answered, they simply did it with your father's Tangier. At that very moment, the king couldn't resist and he starts yelling, shouting, finally, Juha, you're the first one who defeated her. Did you see? I've told you so. I told you so. Now, Juha, you just name it. Name whatever you would like to have. I will make it true. My king, I would love to be whipped. Cause you see, my body just needs some to be whipped. Beg your pardon? I said I would love to be whipped with the whip. That's all. That's all what I need. Are you? It's either you're out of your mind or just you're making a fool of me. No, sir. No, my king. No. I swear to God, this is not my intention. Are you like? How suppose I'm telling you to wish whatever you would like to, like some gold, some diamonds, some palaces, servants, whatever. Just name it, and you tell me to be whipped. You gotta be kidding me, Juha. You really gotta be kidding me. No, sir. Just my body, just my body missed to be whipped. That's all. I swear to God, that's all. You gotta regret that, Juha. You really. I swear that you're going to regret it. No, no, my king. No, I'm not going to regret it. And the king, like, frowning at Juha, and like feeling so angry. I swear that you're going to regret that. And he snapped his finger. Some 4 soldiers like came in, and they hold Juha, and they took him to the ground. Juha said, wait a minute. What? What do you need now? The king said. I have a contract. I really have a contract, your majesty. I will show it to you. And he grabbed the paper and he gave it to the king. Do you recognize this handwriting, sir? And the king start looking at the paper. Well, this is the handwriting of my minister, and this is his sign too. Yes, and he told me that he was going to have half of whatever you would like to give me, and I said I will do such thing, and the one condition is that you're going to write it with your handwriting and you're going to sign it for me. And he accepted. And the king holding the paper with his hand and feeling so disgusted, how come this is my minister? Whenever I give something to somebody, he always take a part of it without me knowing anything of that. And again he snapped his finger. The soldiers brought the minister. They took him to the ground. You minister, you little stinky idiot. I always give something to somebody and you always take a part of it. Though you have everything a man would dream of. You have palaces, you have servants, you have money. I mean, you are the second wealthiest person in the whole kingdom. And you're still doing that. I'm going to kill you right now. I swear to God, I'm going to hurt you so much. Like the contract here said that you're going to take the half of whatever Juha takes from me, which means he's going to take 250 whips, which means again that you're going to take 125. No, sir. No, this is a lie. This is... Sorry, shut up. Shh. I have the contract. There's nothing to be said, or there's nothing to be added. And here, the first like whip, the soldier whipped the minister. Juha interrupted him and he said, "No, stop, stop! This one doesn't count. This one doesn't count. Why are you saying it's one? It's already one whip. No." This doesn't count. This is not the way it should be whipped. This is not the way it should be whipped. He like kept or insisted just on like interrupting the minister and the soldier, just to start the whipping from zero. And the minister didn't believe himself. He didn't believe how bad the situation he was into. After the 125 whip is done, is finished, the king said to Juha, "Now you still got 125 whip. What are you going to do now?" "Before you start, sir," Juha said to the king, "I still have 2 contracts. Those 2 are from your soldiers. And one is 50 and the other one is the same thing, is as 50 as well." The king started like looking at the contracts and reading them. Again, the same thing. The soldiers like brought the 2 servants to the ground and they started beating those 2 soldiers like 50 whip each. "Now you still have 25. I mean, we dealt with 125 with the minister, and now 100 whip with the 2 soldiers. Now you still have 50. What are you going to do with it?" "Sir, I think I'm going to bring a person who can buy it from me." "What?" "Yes, sir, just give me till next morning, and when I will bring you that man who will buy it from me." "Ah, are you not planning to just run away?" "No, sir, no, I'm not planning to run away. I promise you. Besides, there's no place that I can go through or to. The kingdom is so surrounded, and everyone, just like you announce, like the announcement that me like escaped from you, everyone would be so glad to bring me to you. Besides, if I didn't bring the man next morning, you just cut off my head." And the king, thinking of what Juha is saying, then he said, "Okay, you have till next morning, but if you didn't manage to bring a person, I swear to God, in the name of Almighty, I will cut off your head, Juha. Do you understand?" And Juha said, "Yes, yes, my king, yes, my king, I will bring it next morning." And he left. The first place he went to is the carpentry market. More precisely, to a carpenter there. He was so hateful. Juha didn't like him at all. Like nobody loved that carpenter. So Juha went inside and he said to the man, "Hey, you, are you willing to buy like 50 whip from me?" And here the carpenter thought that the whip is like for the Eid Adha. And the Eid Adha is like the last one of 2 Islamic holidays celebrated worldwide. And we, like as Muslims, we celebrate this day, and we sometimes like need those whips, just like a special kind of barbecue. This has to do with our traditions and so forth. Anyways, let's go back to the story. So here the carpenter thought that those 50 are just like those whips for the Eid. I said to him, "Okay, I'll give you or $10 for them all." Juha, with no hesitation, he said to the man, "Yes, okay, but first you have to sign this contract." "And what for? I'm just going to buy those whips. What I shall like buy those or sign this contract?" This is just like for the buyer, the buyer's protocol. You're going to sign this contract so that it means that I sold you that. The carpenter understood nothing, though he signed it, and he said to him, "Let's go now." And they were going and going till they reached the palace. "And what are we doing in the palace?" The carpenter said. "Don't worry, I just have something to like to care about." And he went inside the palace, though they were like both of them, they were caught by some soldiers, which they took them inside the palace to the king. Juha said to the king, "Your Highness, here's the man I told you to." The man didn't understand anything, and Juha gave that contract to the king, which the soldiers caught the man to the ground and they start whipping that man. "Okay, there's a misunderstanding. I didn't buy anything like that." "Shut up," the king said to the man. "You already signed the contract, which says you're going to buy 50 for just $10. It's too late. You have just to be patient and to deal with those whipping." And the soldiers start whipping the man and whipping till 50 is finished. Here, the king laughed so loudly, like he had never ever been entertained as much as like that before. Like he thanked Juha for that so like a lot, and plus he took him to be his sociable. From then on, he like Juha lived in the palace, like with the king. He became so wealthy, like so famous, so loved, everything, and they lived in like a joyful life. They lived in peace, they lived in harmony, they lived in prosperity, and they lived happily ever after. And thank you so much for listening to my story, and see you in another video with another story. Thank you so much.